Have you ever loved someone so deeply that you thought, if they left, your whole world would crumble with them? Have you ever poured your heart, your hopes, your very life into someone, only for them to walk away one day without a gentle goodbye, leaving you with nameless fragments of yourself? If you've been through that, then pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and allow your heart to listen to this. When someone leaves, they don't just take their presence with them. They carry away the little habits you once cherished. The familiar hugs, the goodnight messages, the quiet afternoons spent together, seeming so ordinary, yet turning out to be everything. And then you find yourself sitting in that same old room, everything still, exactly as it was yesterday. But you're no longer the same. You didn't just lose them. You lost a part of yourself that you gave away. The gentlest part. The most trusting part. The most innocent and pure part. Maybe you've tried to be strong. You told others, "I'm okay." You smiled, you worked, you kept going. But deep inside, there's an emptiness you can't name. An emptiness that only you can hear echoing every night. But you know what? Your body has never forgotten. Your heart has never stopped searching. And that very pain, that very emptiness, is the first invitation to come back to yourself. This isn't just a story about loss. It's a journey of healing beginning, where your heart, once shattered, your mind might tell you, it's over now. You might convince yourself, I'm fine, I've moved on. But your body, it might not believe that just yet. Because every tender glance from the past, every gentle touch that once made you feel safe, every night you lay in bed, waiting for a message that never came, all of it has been stored not just in your memory, but in every cell of your being. There are mornings you wake up with your heart racing for no reason. Your shoulders feel tense, your neck aches. You can't take a deep breath, even though nothing obvious is wrong. But in truth, your body is trying to whisper, I still don't feel safe. Your body, it doesn't know how to lie. It only responds with absolute honesty. Those moments when you jump at a familiar sound, or feel a shiver when someone steps too close, that's not you being weak. It's not you still missing them. It's your body doing the most sacred thing, trying to survive. It's protecting you by holding on to every piece of the past, as if to say, I don't want to hurt again. Elaria, a woman who once loved with all her heart and lost everything, tried to smile as if she hadn't shattered. But on the nights she found it hard to breathe, when her hands trembled for no reason, she realized the pain hadn't vanished. It was living in her body, waiting to be heard. So, if today you feel exhausted without knowing why, if you feel a lump in your throat every time your heart races, know this, you're not wrong. You're not broken. You're surviving in the only way your body knows how. And this This is where the healing journey begins. Not by forgetting, but by listening to yourself for the first time, deeply. There was a time when love felt like safety, when a hug meant home, when being held didn't make your heart race out of fear, but helped it slow down in peace. But now, that same touch, that same closeness, it makes your chest tighten, your shoulders lock, and suddenly your breath shortens, your heart pounds, not from butterflies, but from the quiet panic of, what if I get hurt again? You smile when someone gets close, but inside, your body whispers, stay alert. Don't let your guard down. That isn't you being dramatic. That isn't you being broken. It's your nervous system trying its best to protect you. It remembers what your mind has tried to forget. Elaria knows this feeling all too well. She once reached out, hoping for warmth, and got burned. So now, even the gentlest hand makes her flinch. Even kindness makes her doubt its intention. Her body, just like yours, learned that love isn't always safe. It learned that comfort can turn into absence, that forever can dissolve into silence. That's why you toss and turn at night, even when you feel like you should be okay. That's why your chest feels heavy, why your neck aches, why your sleep is light and restless, as if your body's always on edge. These are not random symptoms. These are survival responses. Your body is not betraying you. It's not holding you back. It's just doing what it knows best, keeping you alive by keeping you guarded. But you're here now. You're watching this because you're ready. Not to rush back into love, but to begin the work of feeling safe again. Safe in your own skin. Safe in your own breath. Safe in your own presence. Healing doesn't mean forcing yourself to trust again. It means learning to listen and letting your body know gently, patiently, it's okay now, we're safe. Every time you held back your tears, every time you swallowed your truth, every time you told yourself, it's not that big of a deal, your body was listening. It didn't forget. It never forgets. At first, it was just a lump in your throat. Then, a tightness in your chest. Then, sleepless nights, digestive issues, your heart racing for no reason. You said nothing, but your body started to scream. Why do my shoulders feel heavy all the time? Why do I feel so tired even after rest? Why does my back ache when I think of him? These aren't random aches. These are stories trapped in your bones. These are emotions buried so deep they had no place to go. So they stayed inside. Elaria knows this feeling. There were so many nights she stayed silent, even when her heart was cracking open. She smiled at the world, but inside, she was curled up, trying to hold herself together. Her silence didn't mean peace. It meant survival. But over time, that silence turned into tension. That tension turned into pain. And that pain made her feel like she was losing herself. Maybe you've done the same. Maybe you've mastered the art of appearing fine, while your body holds 1,000 unspoken truths. The back pain that won't go away, the shallow breath that visits you during quiet moments, the stomach tightening when you hear his name. These are your body's way of saying, please, don't ignore me anymore. Healing isn't just a mental process. It's physical. It's cellular. It's embodied. You don't need to figure it all out right now. You don't have to speak everything out loud. But maybe, just maybe, you can sit with your body and whisper, I hear you. I see you. We're going to be okay. Because once your pain is acknowledged, it no longer has to hide. Sometimes, it's not the breakup that hurts the most. It's what the breakup brings back. That deep ache when someone leaves you now, it often reawakens an older pain. The one from long ago, the one you never got to speak about. Maybe it was the parent who didn't see you, the teacher who said you were too much, the silence when you needed comfort most. And now, when someone pulls away, that little child inside you flinches. Not because you're too sensitive, but because your inner child remembers what it's like to feel unworthy, abandoned, forgotten. You think, why do I feel so much? Why can't I just move on like others do? But hear this clearly. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're just carrying a heart that was never truly held. Elaria once believed she had outgrown her childhood wounds. But when her partner left, she didn't just lose love. She felt 5 years old again. Alone, confused, unworthy. The tears she cried weren't just for the one who left. They were for every time she wasn't chosen. Every time she needed someone, and no one came. That's what trauma does. It doesn't knock on the front door. It seeps in through memories, through triggers, through the quiet echo of your past. So if you ever feel like your reactions are too much, remember, it's not just adult, you responding. It's the little one inside you finally speaking. She's not trying to sabotage you. She's trying to be seen. She's saying, please leave me again. Healing doesn't mean silencing her. It means sitting beside her, holding her hand, letting her know, I see you, I hear you, I'm not going anywhere. Because the moment we choose to love the parts of ourselves we once hid, that's when the real transformation begins. Not all pain screams. Some of it whispers, quietly, until it becomes a part of your daily life. You say you're just tired. You say it's probably stress. But what if it's your soul asking to be seen? You start waking up in the middle of the night, heart racing, for no reason. You feel heavy in the mornings, like life weighs twice as much now. And no matter how much you rest, the fatigue lingers. These are the symptoms we've been taught to dismiss. But they're not random. They're stories your body keeps telling, again and again, hoping you'll finally listen. Elaria used to think she was too emotional. She apologized for her sadness, laughed off her anxiety, and ignored the tightness in her chest. But one day, as she stood in the mirror, trying to force a smile that didn't feel real, she realized, this isn't just stress. This is grief. This is loss. This is me breaking quietly. Maybe you know this feeling too. You find yourself losing your appetite, or suddenly eating to fill a void you can't name. You avoid silence because it brings up feelings you're not ready to face. And deep down, you feel empty, even when your life looks full from the outside. This is how unhealed wounds show up. Not always as sobs or panic attacks, but as irritability, fatigue, disconnection, as a slow fading of your own light. But what if those symptoms aren't signs that you're failing, but signs that your body is begging for gentleness? What if your anxiety is the little girl in you tugging your sleeve, saying, "Please, just slow down. Sit with me. You don't have to fix it all right now. You don't need all the answers. But what you can do is stop ignoring the quiet pain. You can sit with it. You can name it. You can whisper to your own body, you don't have to carry this alone anymore." Because the healing begins the moment you stop pretending you're fine. Maybe no one saw what you carried. Maybe you smiled through the worst of it. And when you finally broke down, they called you too sensitive, too emotional, too dramatic. But listen to me. You are not weak. The fact that you're still here, still breathing, still loving in your own quiet ways, that is strength. Real strength isn't loud. It doesn't scream for validation. It simply keeps going, even with trembling hands and a heavy heart. Elaria, like you, used to think that breaking meant failing, that crying meant losing. But then she realized her tears weren't signs of defeat. They were her body saying, "I'm trying, I'm still alive." The shaking hands, the sudden tears, the heart that races when someone gets too close. Those are survival signals, not shameful ones. You are not broken. You are wired for survival, and your system has done its best, even when the world didn't feel safe. So if today all you did was get out of bed, that's enough. If you cried on the bathroom floor, but still made it through the day, that's a victory. Stop measuring your worth by how put together you look. Start honoring the fact that even after all you've been through, you still choose to be here. You still choose to listen. You still choose to heal. Elaria knows how hard that is. But she also knows this truth. You don't have to be fearless to be strong. You just have to keep showing up, even with a tender heart. And maybe that's the bravest thing any of us can do. Healing doesn't always start with grand gestures. Sometimes it begins with the softest of whispers. One of the most powerful things you can do is to simply pause and listen to your body. Are your shoulders tense again? Is there a tightness in your chest that won't leave? a lump in your throat every time a certain memory returns. These aren't random sensations. They're signals. Your body is trying to talk to you, and you don't need to fight it. You don't need to fix everything overnight. Just place your hand gently over your heart right now and whisper, "I'm here with you. I see you. I'm not leaving." This small act, it tells your nervous system it's safe to soften. Another gentle step. Write a letter to the one who hurt you. Not to send it, but to set yourself free. Say all the words you never had the chance to. Speak the truth you silenced for so long. Cry if you need to. Shake, breathe, let it all pour out. And when you finish, fold it, burn it, or tuck it away. Because that letter wasn't for them. It was for you. Elaria knows this kind of softness takes courage. But in this quiet space, where your hand meets your heart, a new story begins. You're not rushing. You're not forcing. You're relearning how to trust your body, your voice, your truth. And that is more than enough. What if the arms you've been longing for were your own? What if the love you keep searching for, the safety you crave, the presence you ache for at 2 a.m. It didn't live in someone else, but in you? Try this. Sit somewhere quiet. Gently wrap your arms around yourself. Not just a gesture, but a real embrace. As if you're holding the part of you that was never fully loved. The part that kept giving, kept hoping, kept breaking. Let her feel your warmth. Let her know she's not abandoned anymore. Elaria calls this coming home. Because sometimes, after we've tried to find safety in someone else, we realize it must be built from the inside out. Safety isn't just in someone's voice, someone's arms, someone saying, "I'm here." Safety is also in the way you talk to yourself, in the way you choose to stay, even when the old pain rises again. You are rebuilding trust with your own soul. You are creating a space where no part of you is too much, too needy, too emotional, or too broken to be loved. And here's the truth. No one taught us growing up. The love you've been needing was never out there. It begins in the arms you offer yourself. So tonight, before you fall asleep, don't reach out for someone else. Reach inward. Say softly, "I'm here, and I'm not leaving me again." You don't need to forget. You don't need to erase the past. You just need to learn how to love yourself again. Right there, where it still hurts. Because healing isn't pretending it never happened. It's standing in the mirror and saying, "Yes, I've been broken, but I am still here, still whole, still worthy." That ache in your chest, that weight you carry every time their name comes up, it's not a curse. It's a signal, a soft whisper from your soul saying, "It's time to come home." Elaria wants you to remember this. The wound left by love is not your weakness. It's your invitation to return, not to who you were with them, but to who you were always meant to be. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. And if today this video felt like a mirror, if it touched something tender, something real, then stay. Walk this path with us. Because Phoenix Reborn isn't just a channel, it's a sanctuary. Every video is a soft breath, a warm hand on your shoulder, a reminder you are loved, you are worthy, and you've always been enough, even when the world forgot to tell you. So subscribe, not just to follow a channel, but to say yes to your healing, your voice, your return. Welcome back, beautiful soul. This time, you're not alone. Elaria is here, and so are we.